Let's talk about folk horror. This is, I don't know, I have a love-hate relationship with this type of horror because it very much is, I think this can be a very modernistic type of horror for certain. I think we're all scared of our car breaking down in the wrong small town.
Like a super creepy nature cult that then ends up like flaying your skin and hanging it up like a wall hanging and sacrificing it to some whatever deity they're worshiping.
Like they do. I can think of recent movies like Midsummer and The Ritual. The Ritual is fantastic as well. So how do we run folk horror? What's key to this?
So one of the things that's really interesting to me about folk horror is that it is very much a throwback type of genre of horror. It's been around for a really long time. Like the original Wicker Man was from the 70s, and there are, elements of things in that genre that go even beyond that. But I think one of the core things is that it has to do with things from the past sort of coming back to call in the present, if that makes sense. It's like there's a completely modern setting. There are people in Midsummer, in the film that you just mentioned, for example. There are people who are college kids and they're going on vacation, right? And they end up encountering what then ends up being, they start out being very friendly and welcoming them into their commune, and they just seem kind of quirky and weird and but they're different. So let's see what they've got to say, and let's see how they live. We're writing our paper on how this group lives. And then as it turns out and more reveals happen, because that's how horror works, you find out that they are worshiping this ancient elder presence, right? And it's really going back to just like the awful practices of cults and stereotypes of things that happened, way back in the past of various things. So it's really interesting in that it's based on ancient things that people are afraid of, human sacrifices, just ways of things that are sort of done, and people who are expendable, right, for them to sort of fuel their power and to keep their cult alive. But it's placed in this modern setting, and that incongruity is really interesting and kind of scary, because it's like, oh gosh, well, we didn't think that happened anymore, but now it does, and they're getting away with it because no one knows.
It's always a key fear of any human being, like that everyone has a different point of view than you, and you are lost in this and this not knowing, and you're the only one that doesn't know.
That's
extremely alienating.
It is very alienating, and it's also, as the sort of the flies sort of drop off, and as the people are taken out of that narrative, that group then gets whittled down to like 2 or 3 people. It's like all these people who have witnessed what's happened and who know the truth about everything, well, there are fewer and fewer of them, and now all of a sudden it's just one person, and now that person has become the May Queen, has become the queen of the cult. And so now the audience finds that terrifying, because it's just like, oh God, now there's nobody who knows that these things are going on, and they're able to do this again to another group and again to another group, and oh, maybe that's actually how evil perpetuates itself. It's a really interesting concept.
There is kind of this creepy sense of assimilation in those folk horror stories. The Ritual is another good example of this entity trying to force these new people into worshiping it over and over again. And if you do not decide to become part of this cult, you are destroyed.
Right? Yeah, exactly. No, The Ritual is a very good, I think it's a Netflix film, right? Is that the one? Yeah, I saw that one. That one's really good. But it is also, again, just sort of going back to the sense of the unknown, and the idea that venturing somewhere that you are not supposed to go results in things that are so far beyond what you thought might actually be possible. That's where the horror lies. That's a very interesting thing.
If you want to watch more videos on Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft, we've got a whole lot more coming up. If you want to support the channel, you can check out the Amazon affiliate link in the description and purchase the book, or just like, subscribe, share with your friends, and leave some comments down below. I love talking about Ravenloft, so I'm going to keep doing it. I hope you guys are having a great day. Thank you so much for watching.